loop stitch in crochet is often called fur stitch because it creates these loops that can be used as fur for animals or shag carpets or whatever you like. Loop stitch is created on the back side of the fabric. So as I single crochet rounds here, the loops appear on the other side. I'm going to show you how to crochet loop stitch. There's several different ways to do it. I'm going to show you one way to crochet loop stitch and then give you a couple of options. First, let's review single crochet. We start in a neutral position. In other words, the yarn is coming over my forefinger towards the fabric and the hook is in front of that working yarn. So the neutral position is this. In regular single crochet, we go into the next stitch under both loops, do a yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Loop stitch is based on that single crochet, but with a little bit of a difference. I'll begin in a neutral position. The length of the loop that I'm going to make depends on how high I hold my index finger. So I'm just going to right now hold it sort of at a medium distance so that you can see what I'm doing. I'll go into the next stitch, bring the hook around in front of the working yarn and then around to the back where I can now grab this back strand, and notice how I'm doing that yarn over here. I'm sort of grabbing it with the hook facing backwards so that it's sort of a twist there, and I'll show you in a minute why that is. But I'm going to pull it through the fabric so that I have 2 loops on my hook, and then yarn over and pull through 2. So where I was keeping my forefinger created that loop. Let me demonstrate that one more time. I'll go into the next stitch, go around in front of the working yarn and back to the back, do a yarn over, but grabbing it like that so it almost looks like it's a twist, and pulling it through the fabric. Then yarn over and drop my finger from the loop, yarn over and pull through 2. Here's an alternative way to do that stitch. I'll go into the next stitch, go around in front of the working yarn and then behind, and then this part looks a little bit easier. You see how I'm just grabbing the yarn and pulling it through and then doing a yarn over and pull through 2. Now that is a little bit easier, but let me show you what happens. In the example I just did where I just grabbed the yarn, the single crochet is twisted at the base of the stitch. There's a little twist going on here. Whereas in the other stitches where I did that twist in the back, the strands are straight. So whichever way you decide to do it, keep it the same way throughout. Let me offer a third option for doing loop stitch. This time I'm going to go into the next stitch, go around in front of and then behind just as before, and I'm going to grab that loop from the back to the front. But this time I'm going to bring both loops, both the one going over the front of my finger and the one going over the back of my finger, through the fabric so that when I pull both of those loops through, I have a total of 3 loops on my hook, and then I can yarn over and pull through 2. You end up with a thicker stitch. So again, each one of these options is a slightly different and is going to give a slightly different look on the front of the fabric. But in all of them, you are locking your loops down. What you don't want to do is go in, grab that back loop without going over the front here. Grab the back loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, then yarn over and pull through 2 because you haven't locked down that loop. So this strand right here is not going to be as secure as you want it to be. Whichever way you choose, just do it the same way throughout your project. You can still create loops on the wrong side or the far side, and if this were our right side, I could just go in and create a single loop or two and pull it through to the front. So if I created a loop on the back, I could just go in and pull up some loops to the front if I needed just a couple of them. If you'd like more crochet instruction like this, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out the links in the video notes for other ways you can find me. Thanks for watching.